Greetings, everyone. My name is Buck Business. Konnichiwa. I'm Kawaii Critic, and we're both here to review My Little Pony Season 7, Episode 1, and later on, Episode 2, starting off with Episode 1, Celestial Advice, and later on, All Bottled Up. That's right, I'm back with my big bro to tackle the pros and cons of all of Season 7. And if you haven't seen it, then spoilers ahead for these two episodes. So without further delay, we begin the episode with Spike giving another awkward recap of things that happened previously. And it's still a little bit cringeworthy, but to me, this was a bad sign of things to come. At any rate, Starlight tries to be humble during an awards ceremony put on by Twilight. But of course, Discord-sama is all up to his hijinks as usual, stirring up trouble for Twily-san. We get to hear the other changelings talk a bit, and it still feels like their voices don't fit their new look, especially for Thorax. I expected his voice to be a little bit more adult, as well as more, maybe perhaps regal, or just more adult. Not so low or high pitched, I should say. Twily-san claims to have a plan, but really is so unsure of what to do until a light bulb dings in her head, and she's all like, "Oh, Senpai Celestia's got me covered, baby." And she goes to Senpai Celestia, and she says, "Oh, let's let my student express herself." And she was a little bit trolly, but also a bit concerned. And Spiky-kun becomes his cool self again, and he's a bit of a snarky character once again. Thank goodness for that. We see Twilight pick out the Changing Kingdom to send Starlight, however, she loses her cool and assumes the worst will happen. Along, we get to see some changeling abuse, which was interesting to say the very least, as we saw her envision her pupil hitting the changelings with the fly swatter. Ugh. Celestia reflects that it is okay that her imagination is this free. We proceed then to go to the Dragonlands, where I'm suddenly reminded that we really want an actual follow-up to the Gauntlet of Fire now. And now this is gonna eat me up inside, because I'm reminded how much I hate that episode for not giving us said follow-up. We end with Sunburst, and even in that future, according to Twilight's fears, gets all messed up. Well, at least the part of that trailer threw some of us off from what we thought that was going, so I guess bravo to that. And we get to see a finishing touch with Senpai Celestia's delightful laughter. And even though Twily-san didn't know what to do at the very end, her pupil didn't decide to leave after all. Or want to leave, I should say. And they were like, "Oh, let's stick around." What is interesting about this is that no new villain was introduced. But we'll talk about that more on part 2 coming up right now. And now for episode 2, All Bottled Up. We begin with Trixie training to learn actual magic, or more magic in this case. Starlight gives her some pretty general advice, which allows Trixie to get her first spell. Yeah, and she gets all trigger happy too. And she celebrates all Moana style. And the main six prep up to leave in a pretty quick scene. So, Trixie, Spike, and Starlight are left to the castle to practice Trixie's magic some more. Trixie-san wants to push her spells to the absolute limit. We learn that Starlight's magic is connected with her emotions, which makes me curious if that is how it works for other magic users. Starlight-san gets mad, and a red smoke cloud appears, but she's able to store it away for now. We cut back to the main six who get to go through this room escape, which makes me wish I could do one of those. The prep here makes it seem like they're about to get in a huffy, which is pretty good. The scene transition is very smooth with this sentence wordplay, which is consistent throughout the episode, which is a great way of dealing with moving the story forward. Yeah, and SpikyCon must have made some good foresight to get out of the way when Trixie-san was getting ready to do her magic. He was literally out of the scene, I think. Yes, he caught on that the table was gone almost as if he either saw it or just took Starlight's word for it and took it in pretty easily, while Trixie was really relaxed about the whole ordeal, thinking that the situation would handle itself. Starlight's anger grows and can no longer be put away, so she stores it in a bottle, and once again Spike handles the situation pretty well, all things considered. Starlight Sand stores all that anger in an actual bottle. The literal act is a bit much, however, it is mixed in with a more subtle draining of Starlight's energy, which is a nice touch. Trixie Sam wants to get her eats on, while the main six make some progress on that journey of the room. Trixie's memory leads her to a jewelry shop, the farm of Applejack, and Bulk Bicep's second job. Trixie notices the bottle lighting up finally, and they get in a bit of a fit with each other, that being Starlight and Trixie, and that causes the bottle to break, causing Bulk, Granny, and the jewelry store pony to get all heated up. It cuts back to the main six, and it's time for a song. Well, that was poorly timed. What are you talking about? Starlight joked, inferring that the song was coming from the start, and they play it up even more at the end of the song, mocking the fact that the song ruined their ability to make a good time. Touché. The music infers that the strength of their bonds is even stronger now than it ever was before, and it's okay for what it is. We cut back to Trixie-san, who doesn't know that the anger came from Starlight-san, and Trixie-san's all like, man, these words, they were angry, but they're not gonna break this bond. Nuh-uh. This is literally the lesson of just talk. I suppose the justification of Starlight's fear makes this work to a degree, even though, once more, Starlight's still let go pretty easily still. Trixie remembers where she placed the table, that being where they first met, and Starlight helps her bring back the table just before the main six return. Now, Kawaii, I believe you wanted to talk to me about something about a villain? Oh yeah. Well, it's more of a what if. So the what if is, what if Starlight-san's anger didn't vanish all the way, and in the finale, her anger manifests into a dark persona. Then she's all like, this isn't the real me, and the dark persona gets stronger, and she needs her new pals again to defeat it, and Starlight-san's all like, she has to accept it, that the dark persona is a part of her, and they need the other pals to defeat it. I mean, with the new release of Persona 5, the timing on that would be insane. I was even going to use an image, but I'm kind of terrified of Atlas. At any rate, the idea sounds a bit out there, but the review is over, so if you like this review, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, this has been Buck Business and Kawaii Critic. Farewell, everyone. Bye!